Hi, John here. So basically today I'm just going to put together the Water Me Bird kit that I've designed and make for schools. Just to show you what's involved in it, what you get in the packet, what it does. So quick overview, it's basically this little bird here. It's in the shape of a wagtail, and at the end of it, so that's him there. So at the end of it, basically it sits in your plant and its legs detect the moisture in the plant and it tweets softly to let you know when it needs a little bit more water, a bit more of a top up. So the aim here is to make something cute, simple, that you can put together in about half an hour, and then learn a little bit about electronics while you're there. So the instructions are at tinkerelectric.com/watermebird. I'll put the link below. But I'm just going to get on with it and solder this up and show you a little bit about it as I go. So, number one, the contents. 2 legs. These are basically repurposed welding rods. A piezo buzzer, so this does the tweeting. A couple resistors. A transistor, so this is for amplifying the signal that we get out of the legs because it's fairly weak. A screw terminal block. These hold the legs together. A microcontroller, so this contains the code, and it's fairly important because it operates off a tiny little coin cell, and this will give about a year's worth of power, due to the fact that the code that I've written onto this makes the bird go to sleep progressively over time. A little button to set the water level and to reset it, a holder for the IC for the chip, a holder for the button cell, and a little LED for its eye. So let's put this together. You will need safety glasses, side cutters, soldering iron, solder, and preferably fume extraction. So let's start off. I like to put the resistors first. So there is one 100 ohm and 3 10k. So you can tell the difference because there's a pack of 3, but more of the band colors, and I'll mention those later. I like to put my finger on top of it to prevent it springing out, just in case. last resistor. Cool, so all the resistors are done. So the next component I like to do is the IC holder. So just making sure that that notch is at the end of the dot. So dots and notches mean that's where the front is, or pin 1. So putting that down, holding it a little bit, and just flick the little parts there. Just to hold it down a little, but basically flipping it upside down will hold it flat. Cool. So that's done. So the next part that I'll do is the switch. So this goes in the direction that the legs fall off to the side, and it just clips in nice and firm. Next, let's do the transistor. No, let's do the speaker. So there's no polarity to the speaker, although I like to have the little M the right way. Let's just put something on the other side to prop it up, make it more level. Pretty happy with that. Just clean those up. Now let's do the transistor. So the thing about the transistor is it has a flat side to it. So this lines up with the flat side on the board there. So there we go. Just splay these so it stays. Cool, that's in nicely. Then we'll put the battery holder on. So the nice thing about the battery holder is because it's only 2 pins, you don't quite get it right, you can just press and heat. Just a little bit more. Do the other side as well, but you've got to be careful with the metal. Done. And then we've got the screw terminal for the legs. So flip that down, lay that flat. So on the first one, after tacking the first one, we can just adjust that a little bit. Lock it in. Being a little heavy-handed on the solder. So we won't screw those in just yet, and we actually will need a flathead screwdriver for that. And the only last thing to solder is the LED. So the LED has a flat side to it. There it is, along with the short end and the flat side. And so that's got to go the right way around on it. But I prefer to put the LED on the other side. And so as long as we keep the flat side the same side, then it will work. So the flat side's on that side, which, yes, it is. Cool. Just fetch a screwdriver. Flat. So hopefully that opened up enough, but you want to put it in the first and the third. Sweet. They're nice and firm. Next we've got the microcontroller, and so there is a dot, and that's the front that indicates pin 1. So when we have a look at this, we line it up with the notch, so everything should have been top left to that. Just put it in. Sweet, went in well, and hopefully if we've done it correctly, get to hear it tweet. So battery is positive side is top, so it shows it on the metal. Look at that, done. Cute little thing. So that will tweet periodically when it's sensing the water level is too low here, and obviously we've got no water. But basically we can fool it. Pushing the button resets it, and when it resets, it assumes that the level that you're currently showing is your base level, that the level that you want to be notified at. So if I was to press and hold this firmly, you'll see that the light will flash, there it goes, without actually tweeting, and that's because of the conductivity in my hand, which is being the same as what the water would do in the soil. So the reason that this works is because we're looking at the conductivity or the voltage drop across these legs, and the salts in me or the salts in the soil allow that conductivity path to be continuous. So when it's off, eventually it will flash. But what I was saying before is it progressively goes to sleep, and the reason that it does that is so that we can extend out the battery life that allows this tiny little cell to be used for a extremely long time. So this particular chip, so it's an AT-Tiny85V, uses somewhere between it operates between 1.7 and 3 volts. So this is a 3 volt cell. And I picked this particular chip so that it will keep operating even though the battery is wearing down. So to be able to use this, you would put it into your soil at the amount of moisture that you wanted to be able to see. There it goes, he's woken up. You would push the button, you would water the plant, and then he would go to sleep. Wait for the light, and he does. He checks it. He will check it periodically, and then it will progressively go to sleep. And then eventually your plant will need water again, and it would wake up. So that is the Water Me Bird quick tutorial for putting it together, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you. Bye.